You're watching The Doctor's In, and I'm Dr. Freddie Gomez. The threat of COVID-19 brings unprecedented levels of stress and anxiety for many. Pero kahit maraming challenges ang GCQ na ito, importante na ma-handle natin ito ng tama. So we have with us Dr. Sanaiyah Gurnamal, who is a well-being coach and founder of the Third Eye Wellness. She's here to help us understand how we can cope with situations just like what we are in now. Hi, Doctor. Welcome to The Doctor's In.
Hi, Dr. Gomez. It's very nice to be here and to be able to share what I have to say with all the viewers. So thank you for having me.
We're glad you could join us. Now, Dr. Sanaiyah, my question is, how can one mentally and emotionally prepare for something like this, or what everyone's calling the new normal, especially for workers who have returned to work?
Okay, that's a really good question because it's something that everyone is really dealing with right now. I think one of the best steps is to make sure that you take all the precautions to keep yourself safe. But most importantly, I think that everyone needs to be mentally prepared for this new normal. Now, all of us are coming out of situations that we have been in our homes and we're gonna, be assimilating or transitioning back to regular life. But what is important to understand that this new normal is going to be nothing like the old normal. Now, a lot of us are still very attached to how things were, and we're looking for things to go back to that normal, which no longer exists. So one of the best ways to move forward is to sort of understand that's behind us, that was in the past, and now we need to focus on how we move forward from here. Now, what you can do is definitely make sure that you stay calm and positive, that you're doing the best you can to be emotionally balanced and stable. And there are a variety of different tools and techniques that can help you. I am a strong advocate for meditation. Now you can go on YouTube and there are plenty of guided meditations. As a well-being center, we also offer free meditations every Monday. And our goal is to get people really prepared to deal with the challenges that are coming as we go back to work and as we try to go back to some semblance of normal. Of course, there are other techniques that I can also share with you, such as breathing. So taking a breath every time you're anxious, anytime you're getting panicked, anytime you feel like, you're really worried or scared about what comes next, just pause for a minute, take a breath. Okay, and things will be okay as long as you stay in a positive mindset and you prepare yourself for what lies ahead. You will be able to handle it in the best way possible.
Hopefully those tools that you mentioned will be able to make workers or people in general be able to cope with this new normal that everyone's been talking about. Now let's answer some of the social media questions that we have. We have one from Sarina. Her question is, how do I process fear about loved ones who are at higher risk of contracting the virus?
Okay. Now, Serena, at the end of the day, there's nothing we can do in our positions to stop anything that is going to happen in the future. We are limited to what we can control within our own spaces. Okay. Now, every time we're worrying about the people we love, we're actually going through a lot of stress in our own body. Our hormones are kind of going all over the place. They're getting out of balance, and we're feeling fear and stress. What we can do instead is send our family love. If you just close your eyes and you just send them all kinds of positive energy, send them love, send them light, pray that they are protected and safe. So what you're doing is you're channeling your fear mindset into a more positive mindset. And something you can do, and what all of us can do, is really wish and hope for the best. And that in itself will allow us to feel a little bit more comfortable. Every time we're worrying about someone, not only are we disturbing the energy flow in our own body, but we're actually having a negative impact on their life because our worry energy sort of gets attached to them. And that makes the situation even worse than it could be. Now, instead, if you hope for the best and you stay positive and you use whatever coping techniques that you have at hand, whether you are religious or spiritual, stay in that positive mindset and really just expect that everything is going to be okay.
Staying positive is key. We have another question from Lito. I think this is a good question. He's asking, I find that emotions are contagious. How do I deal with helping friends who are going through anxiety?
Okay. Now, Lito, what you must understand is that we're picking up negative emotions from people all the time, but we have the ability to influence them in a positive way. I find that one of the best coping mechanisms for a situation like this is really to look for the positive in the situation. We know that things are different. This is a new normal. But within this new normal, there are many positive things that we can get out of it. For example, I have to work from home. Now, what's the positive in that? It means I get to spend more time with my children. It means I have more time for exercise and to really make sure that I stay in the best of health. It also means that I get to spend a little bit more time in my home. So there's a positive in every negative situation. Now we can choose to focus on the negative and we're just going to feel worse. We're going to feel a little bit more anxious about it and panicked. And we're not going to contribute to anyone in a positive way. However, if we can look for the positive and influence other people in the same way. So if somebody comes to you and is complaining or worried or anxious, you can show them that there's something positive that comes out of it. For example, we can focus on the fact that our environment is getting more prosperous due to us being off the streets. Or we can look at what are the positive outcomes of this new normal. Perhaps you get to spend more time with your family. Perhaps you can focus a little bit more on your well-being. There are many good things to look for instead of just worrying about the worst case scenario, which doesn't help anyone. Okay, so influence other people around you positively as you choose to look for the good as well.
Dr. Sanaiyah Gurnamal, thank you very much for joining us here on The Doctor is In. Your inputs have definitely been very enlightening and such a positive feeling and energy from you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.